My name is John Kercy. This is obviously a GOAT. I'm a mix engineer for Victoria Monet. All right, here we go. My name is John Kercy. This is obviously a GOAT. I'm a mix engineer for Victoria Monet, Daye, and Giveon, and this is GOATED. All right, so from the start, I initially was like the kid in school that had a bit of recording equipment. So what I would do is there was like rappers at school and stuff, and I would legit be like, hey, come over to the house, let's record a song. We would try to like find instrumentals, which was super hard to find back in that time. And eventually MySpace happened. And I would just put like different beats and stuff on MySpace. I try to make my page look cool and all that. My parents were super against me being in the music industry. They wanted me to be a doctor. So I was like in HOSA, going through that whole motion. And then one day I was just like, guys, I want to do music. Man, like I was just doing a bunch of like odd jobs. Like I used to lay down tile, drywalling, like construction sort of stuff. Later on, I was DJing, whatever thing I could do, I tried to do it. You know what I mean? To make a bit of money. Favorite artist as a teen? Jay-Z, hands down. Jay-Z was the guy. I think I always liked the audio engineer side, but I didn't know any producers. I was forced to make beats. When I truly made the switch is when meeting D-Mile, or working with him, it was just like, man, this guy is amazing. If I'm part of this team, it doesn't make sense. We don't need 2 point guards. You don't need 2 strikers. I need to find a role that's gonna be better suited to the team. So I focused on just becoming a really, really great engineer. As good as a producer D-Mile is, I needed to be an engineer that is at that level. The one that really, really, really like did everything was Roll Some More by Daye. When I mixed that project and specifically that song, that's when I feel like a lot of people were just like, yo, who is this guy? I also recorded the song and I also mixed it. So it was definitely like a nerve-wracking thing because it was like no one to hide behind. I can't say, oh, the record wasn't recorded good. No excuses of why it sounded great or it sounded bad. To be honest with you, I don't know if I have a favorite mix that I've ever done, only because I'm very, very critical and hard on myself when it comes to my work. I always feel like I could have did better. I always felt like I could have perfected something, and every time I hear those songs, I hear the things that I could have did. And it's not until like sometimes like I'm in a super relaxed mood, or we're like, you know, at an event or a party and I hear it being played, and then I can like kind of get out of my own head, then I'm just like, oh man, like maybe this does really sound good. You know what I mean? Yes, it's a few. Bruce Sweden, Jimmy Douglas, Fabian Marichulo, Dave Pensado. The story of Bruce Sweden with Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson, that was something that me and D used to dream about all the time. Like, yo, having an artist, producer, engineer sort of thing, where the engineer's like really responsible for like the engineering of the album, and it's not like this split role of like mixing and like recording, you know, and just like all of us just locking in and just doing something like that. And I feel like we were able to realize that dream with Lucky. That is a long story. All right, long story short, we were getting ready. I was ready. There's a lot of people getting ready to go. Finally got in the car, we're heading there. It's raining, traffic is happening. Everything that could go wrong went wrong for me not to make it into that room. We get to the thing where we're going to the red carpet, the car turns off. The driver couldn't get, like the police were helping us try to get the car started, and I'm in the car, and then I get a call from Victoria that we won. And I'm just like, one of the best engineers. I'm literally watching like Colin and everyone is like, where's John Kercy at? And I'm just like, I'm here, I'm in the car.
Fingers crossed.
And the Grammy goes to John Kercy.
And I've literally just missed probably one of the biggest moments of my life. The good part, I guess the good part about it, I got to share the moment with you know, my family in the car, my wife. So it happened the way that it was supposed to happen, you know, 100%. Mix engineers impart such a specific sound to a record. When you go from engineer to engineer, Bruce Swedand mix is different from a Dave Pensado mix. And I feel like those sounds are so baked into the identity of the record that it's extremely important to have such a large part in it to get compensated for something that's gonna be like that for the life of the record. You know what I mean? So if the record is more successful, making more money over time, I feel like everyone that had a part in cultivating that sound should get some sort of royalty. How much? Everything, give me everything. No, I feel like I've been working a lot with like my friends, and they're super talented. And I really enjoy working with them. And I feel like that in itself is a dream. But like, I mixed a record with Lucky and Teddy Swims, and I would really like to work more with that guy. Working with like, let's say like Vic, right? At first she would always come to the studio to make whatever edits we wanted to. And a lot of times what happens is these rooms are very, very tuned, very specifically to sound a certain way. And it may not be in a way that people are used to hearing stuff back in. And what I started using it for is to let people stream it in their cars, and they're literally just driving around and listening to the mix and giving me notes. Instead of like getting a bounce, downloading it, putting on their phone, and then running it on Bluetooth, they can hear it live and then relay notes to me as they're sitting in their car or driving around and stuff. Instead of having audio movers on, having a headphone on here and then taking it off and, you know, what did you say, playing back sort of thing, I can just have everything in the console and just click back and forth on the mute stuff. So Muse has been definitely a game changer in that regard. Be a little bit more confident with your stuff. You know what I mean? I think that's like probably like the biggest thing. How to identify who are truly your friends and who are people that are not really there for you. And I'll definitely give them like all of my notes and stuff of all the way that I mix now, and just be like, just do this. Like not have to figure out all the crap that I had. Maybe I would have got a lot more yeses earlier. RE20 SM7B, RE20, API, stereo compressor, Tube Tech. Shadow Hills, black box, super cheap, super dirty. Casty M7 hardware, timeless. Culture Vulture, the 512, 1073. GML, I forgot the model number, stereo one. They don't make it anymore, but I need to buy more. All right, but I was told to just slow down a little bit. Yeah, man. Ew. All right, I'm ready. Yeah, he's like, give it to me right. I'm sorry. He kind of feels like my dog too. It's so weird. I started working with this crew called Dangerous LLC. We did like a bunch of stuff for like 50 Cent and all this things. And there's the bag. It's cool. It's cool. Why am I drawing a blank on what this thing is called? Jesus Christ, am I engineer? It's the one with the buttons on the right-hand side. Come on, it's a harmonizer. What is it called, guys? Help me.